What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. And we're here to check out... I know you already saw the title. I can already hear the murmur moving through the crowd. I know you saw the title of the episode already. Good lord. Welcome back to No Man's Sky Next. This is an overhaul patch that was released. It supposedly addresses a lot of the concerns that the community had about No Man's Sky. Now, I want to be clear for the record. I never thought that No Man's Sky was a bad game. I thought that it overpromised and underdelivered, which there's a large difference right there. I think the original release of No Man's Sky was perfectly playable. It was just kind of underwhelming and overpriced. And so anyways, nowadays, they've come back with a new patch that supposedly addresses a lot of the things that we as the community did not like about the game. And so today we're going to start a little series to see if that's changed. So let's start a new game, and we can go with a chill exploration experience. Regular difficulty, we can go with limited resources, increased hazard, and stronger, more aggressive enemies. Forget about it. We're going to play on survival. And so after diving into this load screen right here, which sometimes takes like... sometimes this load screen takes like 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes like no minutes. It kind of depends if the information's still in memory or not. But anyways, I was just streaming the game on Twitch TV/Splattercat Gaming. So maybe it'll be a fast load screen. Just maybe. And it was. Let's initialize.
Commencing Atlas system suit initialization. Life support systems activated. Shield kinetic system online.
Well, here we are on our first terrible-looking planet. I don't know exactly what we're seeking to accomplish on this. Well, it's not that bad. It's a little lush and green on the left-hand side. We were looking at the wrong side of the planet. That's what it was. We were looking off in a direction that was not super happy, and instead, now we're in a direction that's a little bit happier. So we've got our multi-tool right here. Hopefully we'll be able to find our way around a little bit and make things happen.
User initialization sequence complete.
Well, there we go. We're looking good. It looks like this planet has radiation issues, so we're going to have to deal with that before too long. Oh, yeah. We got bad radiation levels right now. Okay. Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to find ourselves some ferrite. That'll allow us to fix up some of our stuff. And so I don't have a scanner right now. My scanner's kind of busted. And so we need to fix that. We've got that rock right there. That gave us a pretty decent amount of ferrite. This should also give us some more ferrite. So let's go ahead and rock that out real fast before we die of horrible radiation poisoning. How about that? Oh, I've overheated the gun. We've gadded too aggressively. We got 51. Yeah, radiation damage detected. I'm aware. I'm working on it real hard right now, Suit. I'm going to need you to stick with me and be strong, Suit. Otherwise, we're going to go down together. Hopefully our health doesn't tick down too fast because we have a limited amount of time to get this done. Oh, come on, don't overheat on me. So there's the ferrite dust that we need. We can go over here to our scanner, and we can fix that. So the scanner's done. Now with the scanner, we can press the C key, and what we're looking for is anything that says NA on it. Now that NA right there is 100 units away. We might die before we get there. We are playing the game on hard mode, which means that, like, things hurt a lot more. They sting quite a bit more than they would in normal mode. But if we can grab this right here, yeah, I know my radiation levels are critical. I'm working on it. I am working on it. So with that right there, we can fix our hazard suit. And so now, we should be in a little bit better of shape. It is, however, decreasing quite rapidly. So it's going to be in our best interest to see if we can find ourselves some more sodium. We also have a Starship Signal, apparently. That should show up, I think, round about the time we run our scanner again. Oh, never mind. It's over that way. Ooh, okay. And I see another yellow thing up the hill right there. We're going to need that to recharge our suit. So let's head that way so that we've got it covered. And once we get to our ship, we'll actually be able to freely recharge our life support, which is in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. It's that thing with the shield and the radiation symbol. Yeah, that's our problem. And then we also have our life support, which is the white bar down and under there. But I'm not going to concern myself too much with the life support bar right now. I saw yellow over here, so I'm pretty sure that'll be another plant that'll get us fixed up with some more sodium so that we can keep ourselves rocking with regards to our survival. Let's head on up the hill. I hope you guys are enjoying the new third-person view that they've added. The game has added a whole lot more like sandbox crafting and like base building and stuff like that too, in case you were wondering about it. I don't see anything on this side. Let's go ahead and run another scan. I'm going to get this sodium plant over here just in case. There's another sodium plant hiding behind this tree over here. And frankly, with the speed at which our life support supplies are going down, that kind of worries me. That worries me a lot. And so I think I'd rather just kind of saddle that on up right there. Let's go ahead and refuel the protection suit real fast. Perfect. We have recharged. How much more sodium do I have? 25. Good. We have 2 recharges left, so we should be all right for at least the next 5 or 6 minutes or so before things get really, really rowdy and out of control. We'll also keep an eye out for anything around the way that'll allow us to get suited up. We're also going to need some carbon so that we can reload our mining laser. So I'll grab that as we're running along the path that we've selected. There we go. Much better. 74 carbon should allow us actually, I think, to reload this pretty well from right here. There we go. So now we're back up by a couple percentiles. We'll probably want to find some oxygen before too long. I don't see any oxygen down here, but then again, it's kind of a murky, nasty area, so it's kind of hard to tell in all honesty. I think the punching jumping system still works, where you can punch and jetpack and you'll go forward faster. Unless you're out of jetpack fuel, in which case it absolutely 100% will not work. There we go. See, I knew I could get it to work. I knew I had it in me. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more carbon too, just for the future. Something tells me we're going to need it. I would like to get that dihydrogen down there, but I don't think we're going to have the option for right now. Those little robots will scan you. They shouldn't be hostile unless you actually harvest stuff off the planet while they're actively looking at you, like Grand Theft Auto style. So we'll keep that in mind too. I'm not trying to get myself into any combat right now. We have literally no defenses against fighting at the moment, and so I'd rather not play around with it. We got salt minerals right there. Ooh, it looks like we got a little bit of something. Ooh, we got something right there too. Let's go get that. Let's go get that sodium right there so that we're all set up for future adventures and we can kind of work on things as we see fit. There's our spaceship right there. We're going to have to get to work fixing that before too long. I'm going to grab you, and I'm going to grab you. There we go. That's another 2 fill-ups for our radiation protection. We are going to need some oxygen before too long to kind of deal with the fact that we have very, very little life support left. I think I can refuel my radiation protection inside the busted ship, but I don't think that helps with my life support. Iteration online. Atlas connection intermittent. Launch thrusters offline. Pulse engine offline. My exosuit has directed me to a crashed starship. The controls react to my touch, and I can only assume that it belongs to me. I have no memory of it, no sense of a before. Log 4925A unavailable, substituting data. Exosuit connected. Suggestion. Pilot should perform maintenance. Select the desired repair path. Let's go ahead and do it. Self-guided repair protocols initiated. Okay, so the pulse engine is damaged. We need a hermetic seal and some heavy plating. We also... Oh, wow. That's not recharging as fast as I thought it was going to recharge. Let's give it a second. Alright, so now that our life support, or at least that our life protection is up a little bit higher, we're going to hop on out of the whip here. I'm going to run a scan, and we are specifically looking for O2, because we need that more than anything else. Luckily, it was very, very close and nearby. Each of these should be good for 1 refill on our life support systems, I think. So if we go to our life support right here, it's going to take 34, and we've got enough for 2 refills. That'll be good. So use oxygen to fuel the life support systems. We already did that. Scanners are not up and running. We got dihydrogen over there. We need ferrite dust in order to make metal plating in order to get the ship's hull repaired. And so let's go ahead and mine this on out and see if we can make this happen. I'm going to try and refrain from any type of running or sprinting or anything like that, just because that puts us in a really awkward situation that I'm not sure I want to deal with. We overheated just at the wrong time. Let's go ahead and get that going right there. We got ferrite dust from that mineral. A little bit more from right there too. It looks like we can go into our menu and we can actually make the plating right now. So there it is. First plating is up and running. Let's dive back on into our ship, and I will perform the repairs while we're inside, since that's going to help out a little bit with our protection situation. So inside the Starship, we can go through, and I think we got to work on the pulse engine. It requires a damaged pulse engine part right there in order to be repaired. So that's good to go. We've also got a damaged pulse engine part right there, but that'll probably be up and next for us to fiddle with. Now that that's done, Starship critically damaged. Vital ingredients missing. Unable to synthesize required components. Pulse engine requires a hermetic seal. Recommendation iteration comparison reveals hermetic seal nearby. Salvage navigation data from distress beacon cache. Okay. So let's hop on out of here. And my guess is that we got to go to the distress beacon on this side. We'll talk to this great red sphere. I don't know if it's a great red sphere, if it's an okay red sphere. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt for right now. Boundary separation failure. Vessel 16 emptied. Deliberate transfer unknown. Diagnostic no connection. Awaiting fresh iteration. Let's go ahead and broadcast. Traveler anomaly detected. Position logged. And position integrity scan initialized. Anomaly is compliant. A red light fills my vision. All I can see is crimson, and then it fades. The color drains, and the words that have seemed so clear seem to slip away. I peer inside the beacon housing. As well as its distress broadcast unit, it contains navigational data. Alright, so we have the navigational data now. We've grabbed that just like the game suggested. We've also got a whole bunch of lootables over here that I think it's a good idea to grab. We got some sodium right there. We've also got some rusted material. I'll throw that inside the Starship for right now. I don't know how useful that is, and I don't know what it's used for, but we'll hold on to it for right now. Got some condensed carbon right there. We can light the light right there if we really, really want to. This guy right here apparently had nanite clusters inside of it and a bunch of carbon. It don't got nothing else, though. I don't think. Oh, I need chromatic metal. Okay, we can get that if we had copper, but we don't have copper, unfortunately. Maybe we'll get copper later. I need ferrite dust again. Okay, let's go ahead and get after it. I'm going to run a scan real quick. It looks kind of resource devoid around here. That's a bit of a concern, but hopefully we'll be able to pull this thing together and make it happen. Go ahead and let the gun unheat, because the top red meter up at the top right, next to our mining laser ammo, is what we're going to want to be looking at for all this. I don't know if that's harvestable right there. I will grab some more carbon so that we got reloads for the gun. I can't do anything right there without a focused mining laser. So let's continue to see if we can gather up a little bit more ferrite dust before we go any further. My analyzer is offline, so unfortunately I don't have that right now. But if we run that right there, we can make another metal plating, which the game apparently wants us to do. We'll throw that in right there. And now that we've got another metal plating, pretty sure what we were looking for was up this way. I'm going to see if I can pick up a little bit more sodium. It also wants me to make carbon nanotubes. So let's go through and we'll make those as well. Now that that's done, we can create a signal booster, which allows us to locate things that are somewhat outside of our line of sight. I wonder what my health is looking at right now. My health has got to be looking pretty terrible. I don't see what I was looking for over here, so let's go ahead and we're just going to run the hazard protection real fast. We've got enough to make it happen anyways. My scanner is still recharging. Try and get myself out of that precarious landscape right there.
Radiation protection falling.
Oh, there it is. I see it over there. Okay, so we got one plant right there. We've got a deuterium-rich plant. We've also got some dihydrogen on that side. We are going to need that dihydrogen, so I'll probably grab that on my way out. Just because having a nice supply of dihydrogen lubricants is a really, really good idea for any problems that may come up with the ship or other manufacturing-related problems. So we'll grab the deuterium over here. I don't know if the deuterium is going to be helpful right now or... Oh, there's a supply cache right there, too. We'll grab that while we're on our way out, too. If we get really, really lucky, it'll refill our life support or something like that. Oh, we got a bunch of dihydrogen over here. So we've got a jetpack power surge. Okay. I can live with that. We'll go ahead and launch ourselves into the fray. Anything inside of that box right there? Condensed carbon. We got a damaged container with scrap metal inside of it. I'm going to take that, and we'll throw that into the Starship. Okay, I'll take it in my pocket then. Never mind. Lots of sharp, rusty metal for my pocket. And we need a pass for that right there. So I'm going to give that a pass because we absolutely do not have an Atlas pass right now. Give me some of that dihydrogen real fast, would you? Yep, just throw that inside my inventory for later. It's not intensely important for right now, but it will be something that we want to have in the near future. And while I'm here, we'll go ahead and grab that plant right there, too. I think there was another sodium plant over that way, but it's okay. We filled our pockets full of salt, and I think it should keep us safe for at least a little while. One of the new features of this game is that you can actually actively build things to help you out in your adventure that have different functions. So you can get signal boosters and stuff like that that make it easier to scan. You can get refineries, all the stuff that you would find in other games that have survival aspects to them. Basically, this game is merged with Minecraft a little bit, where there's all kinds of refinery tasks and other things you can do. Refiner things, I guess, if you wanted to call it that. So there's our signal booster right there. I'm going to go ahead and throw that on that side. And now that we have a signal booster, we can actually use this to interpret our navigational data. So there it is. Perfect. And I'm going to select input data number 1. Signal detection online, navigation subroutines. I would like to scan for distress frequencies. Cross-referencing navigational data. And so there it is. It has now scanned the area, and hopefully we can find something useful that'll keep us nice and safe. And as denoted by that big red thing on the map, I think it got together and found something that it wants us to have. Before we run out of radiation protection, though, I would very much like to jump up inside the vehicle, and I'll wait for that to recharge, because we got a long trip in front of us, and I don't want to waste the sodium on it. Alright, now that we're all set up for a journey into the unknown, we need to go find that hermetic seal, which is all the way over there at the deciphered location. We may want to pay... Ow, my ass. Ooh, that hurts so much. My shields have been busted. Feels bad, man. Feels real, real bad. However, I do see access to a few things that we're going to need over on this side. When playing on survival mode, it's a really good idea to maybe go through and grab some of the resources you're going to need whenever you see them, because they are quite a bit more rare. And, I mean, I was going to say less common after that, but that's a little bit redundant, ain't it? It's a little bit redundant. Let's go ahead and turbo boost on over here and see if there's anything we can do with these crystals. That's condensed carbon. We're absolutely going to need that for the future. So let's go ahead and rifle through that thing's bags real fast. So now we have access to condensed carbon.
Incoming storm.
Oh, never mind. We're going to have to ride this one out inside the ship. Hate to tell you, but these storms, you kind of don't want to be outside during them. Bad things can happen. So let's maybe think about the possibility of getting back to shelter here. Yeah, life support's going to be a little bit wonky for the next little bit.
Radiation protection. Falling.
Yeah, that's because the amount of radiation in the air is going up pretty aggressively. I'm going to head back to the ship, and I'm going to ride out this storm so that we don't die horrifically. I mean, we may not make it. I got to sprint my ass back over here, but these storms are kind of a big deal. And they can be a major, major problem if you're not ready for them. So we're going to camp out in the ship for a little while. Alright, so we rode out the storm, and we should see the radiation levels actually drop off over the next couple seconds or so to a much more manageable level. Until they hit like 4 rads, though, I'm not going outside because I can't afford to have double arrows going downwards, messing with my life. There you go. Carry on. Once it clears up a little bit. Alright, we're solid. So now we can go back out and we can resume our adventure. Tap that real fast. Life support's looking a little bit wonky right now, but that's okay. I got plenty of oxygen to fix that. We also have more shield units over here, more shield fuel, as it were. What is that right there? There's a buried technology module right there. Well, we don't have the excavator. You get a terramorpher later that'll allow you to dig down to stuff like that and make little paths to find the things you need. But for right now, not really a coherent object that we want to spend a lot of time on. I was hoping we get multiple sodium plants over here, but I guess not. We're just not salty enough. We're just not salty enough. We've covered a little bit of the distance, but we still got some in front of us. We got O2 plants over here. I'm going to grab those very, very rapidly so that I can recharge my life support. There we go. And that should be more than enough to get life support back online. Now that we have a much more considerable... Oh, a spaceship. Look at that. Those dudes could rescue us right now, and they're making the tangible decision not to. What a bunch of jerks, leaving me down here on the surface by myself. Apparently they aren't doing life support scans, because if they were, they would know that my dumbass was up here trying desperately to die in the middle of a nuclear hellscape.
Radiation protection.
I'm going to go ahead and land right here and grab this on the way by too, because they weren't kidding, man. This planet is radioactive as hell. This planet is not playing around with our shenanigans. We should be able to find something good over on this side, though. While we're on the way, I'm going to throw out a scan. Make sure that there's not anything awesome right in front of us. I see a whole bunch of random sodium plants over there that we could be using to disinfect our suit, but oxygen's good. I think oxygen is more than a workable solution. Oh, we got ourselves a settlement down here. I'm going to play this a little bit risky and try to get down to the settlement so that I don't have to waste any of my resources to get ourselves protected back up. But it may or may not work. I don't know. We'll see what happens once we get down here. We also have ourselves a considerable cave right there. It might be worth looking into just for future materials so that we can build stuff a little bit faster as we get further into this little tutorial period. There's our first building right there. So inside, we should be able to recharge our... Yeah, much better. So we've got... anything inside of here? An encrypted navigational data. Okay, so we got some nav data that we can... Or we've got some navigation... Some nav data. Not navigators or whatever the hell I said. We've got nav data that we can use. Apparently, I don't say navigational data very often because my brain was like, what is this sentence you're trying to say right now? It got confused very, very rapidly. Luckily, we've got protection inside of here, and there is the Hollow Archive. No one making this recording in case and leaving behind in the fabricator might be of some use. Visor damage, can't find ship. Log finishes, the machine whirs to life, spitting out supplies. I have the hermetic seal that I need to repair the ship. Whoever it was that led me here and left this message, perhaps they found themselves in the same situation as I do now. Is there anything else good inside of here? Sometimes you find all kinds of goodies inside these buildings. It'd be hard to tell, though. Alright, well, we got what we came for. I believe we came in from that direction. We got ourselves a rather grandiose cave on this side. Would I be lying if I said I wasn't interested in looking and seeing what's in there? I will take the compacted carbon. That'd be a great little addition to our supplies. Inside of here, it looks a little murky. Those plants right there, don't go near them. Those plants are the enemy. I'm pretty sure I can... turn on a flashlight. Yeah, there we go. I mean, we got a lot of dihydrogen down inside of here. It don't sound like much, but it is a useful material to have. I'm going to throw down on it a little bit so that we have a good dihydrogen supply. And you'll see why we need that dihydrogen in a little bit. The mouth of the cave is over there. We are still taking life support damage, but luckily enough for us, we're not actively taking damage to our shields any longer. So that's okay. That has sodium inside of it. Not very much sodium, though. Not enough sodium to the point where I think that it's worth it. Our laser is almost out of ammo, though, so it might not be a bad idea to grab a little bit more carbon. There you go. We'll get all fitted up real fast. So now that we got the carbon, let's dive back into our UI, which still, by the way, is pretty atrocious by my reckoning. I'm not a big fan of the UI in this game. The UI is kind of eh. Like, it's not, like, awful. It's just overly stylized and less than functional for a PC interface. Like, it could be a lot better. It kind of feels the same way. I had the same complaint when I played Destiny. Like, it felt like it had a jimmy-rigged interface for a... Ooh, we've been toxinated. Let's go ahead and dive on out of that cave before it gets worse. So, we're not going to be able to find our ship. That means we're going to have to use an analysis visor, but we don't have one. In order to make an analysis visor, I'm pretty sure we're going to need a few good things down inside of here. And so we're going to need carbon nanotubes, which we can make out of some of that carbon that we've been carefully collecting the entire time. Then we can go to our multi-tool, and we can actually install a new technology right there, an analysis visor. Now that we have an analysis visor, we can do all kinds of good things. So there's our ship. It'll allow us to tag things. It'll tell us when there's good stuff beneath the surface of the planet. We can find deposits of ores that you can't get on the surface. We can also find and classify plants if we really, really want to. So, like, let's say we find a plant like that one right there. We can scan it, and we actually get paid a bounty for every bit of science that we do. And so that's going to be one of the fundamental ways that you make money aside from trading and finding new objects to bring back to alien races and stuff like that. So it's completely and totally something you should be doing while on your way around the planet. It'll give you a nice little grip of goodies if you can actually do it. So that's humandite, which apparently is ferrous and has lots of iron inside of it. That right there is a Chyloporosa, which looks the same as the plants that I had on other planets that I played on, but, you know, we're not going to bring that up right now in civilized conversation. We got ourselves a hell of a hill right here that we got to get up. Let me see if I can jetpack my way through it real fast. Hello, Cloud. How are you doing? My only friend out here trying to help me find my way back home. We also apparently are on a planet that has a ring. We actually got like a gravitational field out there. If I scanned you, I have. Have I scanned you? I'm going to scan everything because I need money right now. We need some ducats to pay the rent. We're not like crazy broke, but we broke enough. Come on. Scan that weird little Cthulhu dong on the ground. There you go. Perfect. It's an Enwoolieite. I like that name. It sounds like something you could rub your face against and it would make you feel better. It's an Enwoolieite. I don't see any more caves or anything around here that I can make use of. So let's go ahead and recharge the hazard protection real fast. That is going to put a little dent in our sodium supplies, but frankly, we've been fairly active in making sure that we don't run out of sodium. So it's okay. I'm going to scan whatever the hell that is, too. Oh, it's a gamma weed? What does a gamma weed have? I need a hazmat gauntlet and I can get gamma roots out of it? Alright. Why would I need a gamma root? I don't know. We have metal fingers over here. What do those do? Oh, they have gold. Oh my god. Well, I love gold. Let's go ahead and gather up some glorious gold to make things simpler on us. Our laser is not very good at this, though. Man, that was an ordeal to get rid of this thing. That took some serious concurrent effort, but we got 85 gold for the effort. I'm not going to mess around with the other one. We got salt right there. I don't really care about the salt. We can get rid of that. I also need way more carbon, though, so that I can recharge my mining laser, because we are woefully out of energy for this thing. I'll throw a little bit more inside of there so that we at least got a little charge. On the way back home, I'll also go out of my way to kind of mine whatever plants I can. There we go. Let's keep walking on back to base, and we'll see what it's got for us once we arrive. Oh, I made it back to the ship, and with that, we are out of time for the day, unfortunately. My name is Splattercat. This is No Man's Sky Next. The next build, the big overhaul of No Man's Sky to make the game more interesting to the player base and maybe bring a few people back. I still think the game is not worth $60. It's on sale right now for like 30 bucks. But even so, like 30 bucks, it's a solid game. Like, it's fun. I've put a couple hours into it, and there's a lot of base building, and like you can set up trade lanes and stuff like that, I think. Like, it seems like there's more stuff to do than the last time I played the game, aside from just run around scanning things and shooting things. Unfortunately, since that's in the tutorial, that's pretty much all you've seen for right now. But on the plus side, we managed to fix our pulse engine today, so that's good. We got to work on the launch thruster next, which means we need dihydrogen jelly, and it looks like pure ferrite. But that should be easy to whip out in like the next 5 minutes of the next episode. So anyways, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping on in. If you did want to get the game for yourself, you can get it down below in the description. Hi to everybody, and take care out there. My name is Splattercat. I show off indie games on the internet every single day. Sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile and bite down on it so that you don't have to. Hi to, and I'll see you later.